Assalamu alaikum, my dear student, and a very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are fine today and doing well at home. And I really hope that you all are completing your given task, your given assignments properly. And for example, if you are having difficulties, then I want to share something with you. That difficult doesn't mean impossible. It simply means that you have to work hard. So simple. I know that this word is not for you. Okay? Impossible is not for you. As I know that you all are hardworking students. If you work hard, nothing will be impossible for you. Okay? So don't get frightened with the difficult situation. Just face it. Okay? So again, good morning, my dear students, by your teacher, Ms. Rida Asif. Welcome to your first geometry session. Okay? Now, today we are going to start geometry with our theorem number 1. In mathematics, theorem is a non-self-evident statement that has to be proven to be true. Okay? Now, to prove any theorem, there must be a statement. So here, the statement is, if two lines intersect, then the vertical angles are congruent. Okay, this is the statement which is given for this theorem number 1. Now, before moving on theorem, first let's discuss what are intersecting lines, okay, and vertical angles. Now, intersecting lines. When two or more lines meet each other at one point, they are called intersecting lines. Okay? For example, here you can see that P line and Q line intersect at point O. That means it meet each other at one point. They are called intersecting lines. Here it is written that when two or more lines, of course, one more line can meet at this point O. So we can say that when two or more lines meet each other at one point, when they intersect at one point, that is called O. The point of intersection is called O. They are called intersecting lines. Clear? Now, what are vertical angles? Vertical angles are pair of opposite angles made by intersecting lines. Okay, now we know that what are intersecting lines. So what are vertical angles? When two lines intersect, here you can see the two lines. Okay, here you can see the two pencils. These are representing two lines here. When two lines intersect each other, then the angle which are formed, what kind of angle? Opposite angle. Here what is mentioned? Opposite angles. Okay, the opposite angles that are formed by the intersecting lines are called vertical angles. So for example, here these two lines are given intersecting at this point, right? So these two angles that is colored with the blue, these are opposite, so they are called vertical angle. These two angles that are represented with the green color, they are vertical angles. So what are vertical angles? Vertical angles are the pair of, okay, vertical angles are the pairs of opposite angle that is made by two intersecting lines. Okay, so now we know that what are intersecting lines and what are vertical angles. So this is the vertical angle theorem which we have to prove, that vertical angles that are opposite to each other, these angles are opposite to each other and formed by two intersecting lines. Again, they are formed by two intersecting lines. What we have to prove in this theorem? We have to prove that they are congruent. That means this angle is congruent to this angle and this one is congruent to this angle. Okay? That means when two lines intersect, the vertical angles are formed. What we have to prove? We want to prove that the vertical angles are congruent. Okay? Congruent means the angles are equal. Okay? If the angles are equal, again we can say that they are congruent too. Again, I'm telling you here in this diagram, you can see that two intersecting lines are there, right? In which you can see that vertical angles are formed. Okay? So 1 and 3 are the pair of vertical angle. 2 and 4 are the pair of vertical angle. Why 2 and 4 are the pair of vertical angle? Because they are opposite to each other. Okay? They are opposite to each other. And 1 and 3 angle is are opposite to each other. Clear? So this is all about intersecting lines and vertical angle. Now, let's begin our theorem. Okay. Now, in theorem, the statement is given to you. Okay. The theorem, the statement that is given to you is, if two lines intersect, then the vertical angles are congruent. I will give you in the paper, for example, that prove that if two lines intersect, then the vertical angles are congruent. This statement will be given in your paper. What you have to do? You have to prove the whole theorem by yourself. You have to draw the diagram, you have to write given to prove, and these whole statements you have to write. Okay? This statement will be given to you in your paper. Okay? Now again, what is the statement? To prove any theorem, there must be a statement. And here, this statement is, the part which is written before the comma, okay, this part is called the hypothesis, or we can say that this is given part. The condition which is written with if, this is called the given part. Okay, and the statement which is written after the comma, that is called our conclusion. Okay, just after the comma, that is called conclusion. We have to prove that statement. Okay, so in this statement, what is given? What is given in this statement? Given part is, if two lines intersect. The given part is, if two lines intersect. Okay, now for example, here is the diagram. Now again, I'm drawing the diagram for you. Here you can see the diagram. If two lines intersect, we know that when two lines intersect, from the definition, we know that it meet at one point and we can mention the name as O. Okay. Now, we can mention the lines names also. This is A, this is B, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Okay. Now you can say that two lines name, line A, B, Okay. So here you can see that when two lines intersect, okay, here you can see the two lines, line AB and CD. Okay, two lines AB and CD intersect at point O. So we can write in the given that two straight lines, okay, two straight lines AB and CD. Here you can see the arrows on both sides. That means it's a straight line that can be extended indefinitely in both the directions. So two straight lines AB and CD. You have mentioned the name AB. One line name is AB and second one is CD. So two straight line AB and CD intersect each other at point O. Okay, where is O? Here O is written. Simply two lines intersect at point O. This is given. Okay, what is given? If two lines intersect is given. Okay, when two lines intersect, we obviously know that the pair of opposite angles are called the vertical angles. So 2, 4 and 1, 3, they are opposite to each other. So we can say that angle 1, 3 and angle 2 and 4 are the pair of vertical angle. Okay, so simple. In given, we have mentioned 2 points, that two lines intersect at point O, and number 2, 1, 3, 2, 4 are the pair of vertical angles. Okay, now this is all about given. Now let's come on the statement which is written after the comma. Then vertical angles are congruent. We have to prove that the vertical angles are congruent. So the vertical angles are 1 and 3. So we have to prove 1 is congruent to 3. What is the sign? This is for congruent. And 2 is congruent to 4. What we have to prove? That the vertical angles are congruent. Vertical angles are 1 and 3, 2 and 4. So 1 is congruent to 3 and 2 is congruent to 4. We have to prove that. Now, in order to prove that, okay, in order to prove that, we have to follow the 6 steps given here. These are called the part of the proof. Okay, first of all, we have to mention the heading proof, that we are going to prove. For proof, we have to make 2 columns over there. Okay, in one column, there is a statement we have to write, and next one is reasons. The statement, what we are doing, okay, and reasons why we are doing. Okay, statement means what we are doing and reasons means why we are doing. Now let's begin with the first statement. Okay, now to prove that 1 is congruent to angle 3 and 2 angle is congruent to angle 4. To prove that, we are going to start the statements. Now here you can see that angle 1 and angle 2, if I add these two angles, the sum of these two angles must be equal to 180 degree. The sum of angle 1 and angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. From the diagram, you can see that angle 1 and angle 2 sum is equal to 180 degree. That is called the supplement postulate. Now, what is the postulate? Postulates are the fundamental agreement which are related to geometrical figures. Okay? Related to geometrical figures. And what is called the supplement postulate? Let me show you. Two angles whose measure have the sum of 180 degree. These are called supplement angles. Okay? For example, this is a straight line and on which two angles are there. And the sum of two angles is equal to 180 degree. If the sum is equal to 180 degree, then they are called supplementary angles. And the postulate is called supplementary postulate. Okay. So this is the supplement postulate. What is the supplement postulate? When two angles having sum equals to 180 degree, that is called supplement postulate. Here you can see that angle 1 and angle 2 sum is equals to 180 degree. Why? Because it lying on the straight line. Clear? So we have written the supplement postulate. Now, again you can see that angle 2 plus angle 3. It is also on line, on a straight line, that is AB. If we add angle 2 and angle 3, its sum will be 180 degree. Here you can see that angle 2 and angle 3 gives the sum of 180 degree. Again, we can give the reason that this is the supplement postulate. Okay. Both are having the reason that they are supplement postulate. That 1 plus 2, 180 degree. 2 plus 3, 180 degree. But we cannot say that 2 and 4, addition of 2 and 4 give you 180 degree. Why? Because they are opposite to each other. 1 and 2 lies on one straight line. Okay, their sum is equals to 180 degree. 2 plus 3 give you sum equals to 180 degree. 3 plus 4 can give you sum equals to 180 degree. Now these two statements are clear, my dear. Now, after these two statements, you can see that here in a statement 1 and in a statement 2, in both these equations, right sides are equal. And whenever two equations having right sides are equal, we can say that its left hand sides are also equal. This is called the transitive property. This is called the transitive property. What is the transitive property? I am explaining it properly. If A is equals to B and C is equals to B, then we can say that A is equals to C. In other words, if A is related to B by any property and B is related to C by any property, then we can say that A is also equal to C. Okay, when both right sides are equal, we can say that its left sides are also equal. This is called the transitive property. So here in the statement number 3, you can see that we have compared the left hand sides. So we get measurement angle 1 plus 2 from the first statement is equals to measurement angle 2 plus 3. Okay. Here, when the right sides are equal, then we can say that left sides are also equal. So we have written like this. Okay. That measurement angle 1 plus measurement angle 2 is equals to measurement angle 2 plus measurement angle 3. This is called the transitive property. Now, in this statement number 3, you can see that angle 2 is on the both sides. So, if we subtract it from the both sides, what we get? If we subtract angle 2 from both sides, that means if we cut these two angles, we get measurement angle 1 is equals to measurement angle 3, like this. What we have done? Subtracting measurement angle 2 from both sides. Okay? When we subtract measurement angle 2 here, we simply get, what we simply get here? That hence measurement angle 1 is equals to measurement angle 3. Okay? After subtracting measurement angle 2, we get only measurement angle 1 here and measurement angle 3 here. Okay, so we get measurement angle 1 is equals to measurement angle 3. And if two angles are equal, we can also say that they are congruent. Okay, if they are equal, they are congruent too. That is, we can write like this, that is, angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. by the definition of congruence of angle. What it says that if two angles are equal, then they are congruent too. Okay. Here you can see that 1 and 3 angle are equal in measures. So we can say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Okay. And in the same way, we can say that similarly, if angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent. So in the similar way, angle 2 and angle 4 are also congruent. Okay. So angle 2 and angle 4 are also congruent, and by the definition, where it comes, by the definition of congruence of angle. Now, for example, if you want to prove that angle 2 is congruent to angle 4, how can you prove that? For example, if you want to prove that, what you can take from the diagram, you can start with angle 2 plus angle 3. In the first statement, you can write angle 2 plus angle 3 is equals to 180 degree. And in the second statement, you can write angle 3 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 degree. Okay, 180 degree. Now, in this case, 3 is common. When you are taking 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 4, in this case, 3 will be common. Here, when you are taking 1, 2 and 2 and 3, here 2 is common. Okay, so 2 is going to be cut. And when you are taking 2, 3 and 3, 4, here 3 is common. So when you cut 3 from here, then you can get that angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent. Okay. Is it clear, my dear student? So this is the statement which is given in your paper, in any paper. And what you have to do, you have to draw the diagram. You have to write given, you have to write proof, to prove, and prove all by yourself. And you have to write word to word. Okay? Everything is clear to you? Now, is there any question left, my dear students? You wanna ask some questions? If there any query, you can ask me in the chat box. Now, my dear student, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for being such an awesome and amazing student. And thank you so much for all your concentration. Okay? Allah Hafiz, my dear students.